Yo, check it. Alright, y'all, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. We have an absolute banger for you guys. You do not want to miss a second of this video. We have a huge week ahead of us for AMC and GME, and the market could see absolute insanity. We're going to be hopping in the charts, the facts, and data, giving you guys the information that you need to know as traders and investors. So without wasting any more of your precious time, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go. All right, guys, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. This is your weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto, where we look at the charts on a more macro level and give you a bigger perspective and a weekly outlook on our favorite assets. Let's not waste any more time. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. First thing we're going to be looking at here is GameStop stock and what I expect for GameStop stock coming up this week based off the technicals. Let's go ahead and zoom out to the daily time frame and show you something very, very interesting going on right now. You can see that the Bollinger Bands are extremely constricted, letting us know that a big, massive move is coming. You can see last time we had the Bollinger Bands constrict, we had this huge pop to the upside. Now, when the Bollinger Bands tighten up, that means a move is coming. It doesn't mean a move is going to be up or down. You have to find clues to indicate where that move is going to be, and I'm going to show you why I believe this move is going to be to the upside. You guys can see that the MACD right here is curling to the upside and is about to go bullish here on the daily time frame. And of course, we do have a weekly MACD green and we have a monthly MACD green as well, meaning that bullish momentum has built on the more macro time frame. So this is all indications that we're going to be seeing a move to the upside. Now, if we go ahead and zoom in and get more context and more clues, you guys can see that we just broke out of this bullish pennant right here. We've tested it as support and we pushed to the upside. We're also in this overall uptrend, and we have this overall double bottom formation starting to form right now. Bottom number one, then you get a bounce, then you get bottom number two. If we break above the key technical levels of $26.67, using that level as support, you would see a nice push up towards that $30 level. So these are all key indications and technicals that we're going to be seeing this push to the upside, especially if we can break above that 26.67 level. So we're going to be watching that very, very closely on the live streams, and I do go live every day, market open to market close, so make sure you subscribe to tune that out or tune in. So now you guys can see that we're potentially going to get this pop to the upside. We're in this overall uptrend. We have green MACD on the 4-hour time frame. Daily MACD is about to go green, and we have a ton of indications that we are about to see a bullish pop to the upside. Also, if you look at the super trend buy signal, we have a buy signal here on the daily time frame and on the weekly time frame as well, and that goes the same for AMC stock. This is absolutely huge. Last time we've had these huge weekly buy signals was this rally here, where we've seen about 100% move, and then of course the mega rally here, and that goes for AMC as well. We got one other weekly buy signal other than the mega rally buy signal right here that you've seen. We made a massive move, and we now have these buy signals again. I believe that GameStop stock is setting up for a decent move to the upside, and we're going to get to possible price targets here in a second. But these are all indications that GameStop is going to have a very, very bullish week this week. You can also see that we recently printed the 4-hour buy signal, which means even on the short term, we are getting a lot of bullish momentum, giving us what we need to push above that 26.67 level. This is what I'm going to be looking for here on Monday. What I believe that I think we'll see is a bit of consolidation here pre-market, using 25.93 as support, maybe going as low as 25.72. We do have support down there as well, and we have a possible gap filled down here at about 25.42. If we did go that low, it wouldn't be discouraging because we would still be in this overall uptrend, testing this trend line, and I believe we would see a pop to the upside after that. Now, it looks like GameStop could potentially just literally start to rip on Monday, and this is not to get you into YOLO in the calls or buy a bunch of GME shares. Please do not make financial decisions off of this, but it looks like we could potentially set up for an absolute pump, especially if we hold the 25.93 level. So I'm going to be watching that very, very closely. And of course, if we break and hold 26.67, expect a big move towards $30 So once we break that $30 level, obviously that means the fractal will be playing out. And again, more key indications that we're going to be seeing that move to the upside. Now, if you are new to my channel, you might not know what this is, but this is the fractal from the 2021 run up. This is the original run up from GameStop stock. And we have been tracking this thing and following it to a T. You guys can see how GameStop had this push up, came all the way back down, had this second rally, came all the way back down, and is now about to have its third rally. Well, if we go back in time, you guys can actually see that this third rally here correlated with a move on AMC. And if you go back in time, and I'll show you guys really quickly here on the charts, you would see that this similar move correlated around the same time and the same dates. If we go to GameStop's chart and go to the daily time frame, you guys will see that this third rally here, so we had this push up here, this push up here, and this push up here, happened around 6.3, 6.10 around that time. If we go to AMC and see when the massive pump happened, you guys can see it was around 6.3, 6.10 around that time when we had that massive pump. So again, this rally correlates with an even bigger pump on AMC stock, and we have these fractals playing out to a T right now in current history. This is a huge money-making opportunity that you may never see in your life. Again, please do not make financial decisions off of this. This is purely my own research. You must do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. But I believe, based off of my research, we are going to see a second search or a third search on GameStop stock coming possibly this week and on AMC this week. Now, we watch very closely because the algo does speed up and slow down, but based off of where I believe we are, this is the week we will see that move. Now, you guys can see we have this overall double bottom, and I'm about to explain to you guys why I feel that way. You have this overall double bottom right here. You guys can see bottom number one, bottom number two, bottom number one, bottom number two. You have that double bottom structure that we are in on the fractal. You can also see right before you break out of the double bottom, there is a period of consolidation. I believe we are in this period of consolidation right before breaking out of the fractal. Now you can see once you get a certain push to the upside, you really start to move. If you look at what GameStop stock did here in after hours, it started to make that curl to the upside. I believe that we're going to have a big bullish day on Monday, and if we do see this bullish day on Monday, that is confirmation that this is happening. If we see a break of $30, it is confirmation that this is happening. Now, this move could happen very, very rapidly. You can see how these last moves went up and down very, very quickly. I will be taking profit fast. You can also see something very, very interesting as well. Recently, a huge block of sell orders appeared way up here at about $47 to $41, which is the price target for this rally. And I'm going to talk about price targets for AMC as well here in a second. But you can see how the rally goes up and goes to the previous height of that rally before it. So I'm projecting that GME will go to the previous height of about $47 to $46. Now, in after hours, we went a little bit higher, so maybe you can expect anywhere from $45 to $50. Again, this is just expectations off of the previous rally and price targets I have. Please make your own financial decisions. Now, again, back to what I was saying, you guys can see you have this consolidation period, and that's why I believe we're going to see this move up this week. And we have a lot of indications that there is a move coming for GME stock. Now, besides all of the other technical and fundamental data, we have fundamental data as well. You guys can see that GME stock, they are sitting on a ton of shares. Last time they did this, it's because a big move was coming and they wanted to try to stop it the best they could. 2.4 million shares available to short for GME. AMC, they are very low on ammunition. This could change as early as Monday, but they are very, very low on ammunition on AMC right now. Only 750,000 shares available to short, which could alleviate a lot of the short pressure and manipulation that we see on AMC, sending it flying to the upside. But again, they are piled up on GME, and last time we see this is because a big move is coming. We also have more indications, as you guys can see, cost to borrow slightly starting to go up. Last time you guys can see cost to borrow shot up. This is when we had those big rallies. Cost to borrow is slowly starting to go up, and that is what happened last time before. It slowly started to curl up, and then it popped to the upside. You guys can see cost of borrow starting to come up on GME stock. Finally, it's not a lot, but it is a sign of cost of borrow going up, and that is a move in the right direction. 0.61% cost of borrow for GME. Cost of borrow for AMC sitting at 1.41%. You can see cost of borrow for AMC also starting to come up after an overall downtrend. This is bullish for AMC. Now, we have more indications that GME is also going to be making a move because of the put to call ratio and the open interest on the call options. You guys can see GME's put to call ratio is 0.57%. Anything over or greater than 1 indicates a bearish sentiment. So you can see that we actually have a bullish sentiment on GME, and it is quite a low number, which is bullish. You can also see here on AMC, the put to call ratio is absolutely insane. Calls far outweighing puts with a put to call ratio of 0.23, which is a bullish put to call ratio, meaning there are a ton more calls than there are puts. And you can see recently GME's open interest absolutely exploding, guys. You can see GME's open interest absolutely exploding to the upside, meaning there are a ton of calls that got open and a ton of people buying calls for GME stock. All indications that we are going to see this move that we have been waiting for here on the channel. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe to get tuned in and locked in to the MOASH roadmap, as we literally have the keys. So guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm expecting a big move here for GME, and I believe we are going to be seeing a green week. You can even see here on the smaller time frames, 5-minute time frame, we have a bullish super trend signal as well. I think Monday we take off, and if we do see that take off on Monday, this is confirmation. If we have to wait as late as Tuesday, that is a possibility, but I believe this week we will see a big move to the upside, and that is why I'm calling for a green week for this week for GME stock. Now, let's go ahead and move into AMC and show you what I expect for AMC stock. Then we'll do the overall stock market and briefly touch into cryptocurrency, as crypto is making a recovery. Now, you guys can see overall AMC has this bull flag structure, which is bullish here on the short term. You can see that we have a buy signal here on the 4-hour time frame. On the daily time frame, you guys can see we have green MACD, and on the weekly time frame, you guys can see we have green MACD, and of course the monthly time frame. Again, all signs like we had before the massive pump to the upside. You guys can see how we had this buy signal, monthly MACD green. We're starting to get some of these same indications as well right now in this current frame and time. You guys can see how we had this run up, we had this buy signal on the weekly time frame. We now have that same weekly time frame buy signal. So again, indications that AMC is about to see a big pump. Also, how we described earlier in the video, how this third move for GME correlates with a much bigger move for AMC. This is all starting to play out as well. As GME is about to make this third move, AMC is going to make an explosive move to the upside, in my personal opinion. Now, you might be asking, what are the possible price targets for this move? And I will get to that here in just a second, but let me explain to you why I believe AMC is about to make this move and give you the evidence on why I think we're going to be seeing this. I think because you guys can see here on phase 6, we had this overall peak right here. You guys can see here we have this overall peak. We have been consolidating above that peak. If I were to just draw a line, you can see that phase 7 and 8 are consolidating above that line. So if I take a line from the phase 6 peak, I should be able to see a consolidation above that level, and that is exactly what I see. If you look at phase 7 and 8, it's sort of a S-curve shape. It's a pump rally to a fake out to the downside where you find a support and you absolutely rip. Well, look at what just has happened for AMC stock. We've had this huge pump to the upside after the fallen wedge that I called, saying that we would have a breakout. Now we had a rally that failed, dropped down, faked out, is now consolidating, and possibly about to see this major pump to the upside. You can also see here on phase 8 how it has this rounded shape on the bottom, how you have this rounded shape right here. Look at what's happening right now. We have this rounded shape starting to form right here. and we have technicals as well. If I go ahead and show you guys what's going on Webull, you guys can see we have this overall bull flag structure. You have this push to the upside, then you have this bullish structure consolidation. If we break out of it, which it looks like we're going to do on Monday, using 525 as support, you're going to see a push towards 550, which could give us a gamma ramp towards that $6 level. And $6 is where AMC absolutely loves to run. Now, you guys can see last time we broke above that $6 level, we had this major push all the way up to $11. Last time when AMC ran 400%, major opportunities right here. You can see that we now have that $6 set up again. If we break above $6 and confirm that level, that means we are going to be getting a major push to the upside. And again, this is all more indications that we are going to see this move. With the bullish put to call ratio, people buying calls, with the overall fractal playing out, with the technical setup showing that these things can happen, there are too many things giving me confirmation that this is going to happen, and it's making me extremely confident to call a major green week for both AMC and GME stock. Now, let's get into possible price targets on where we could see this thing go. If you see that I overlay this pattern, this old pattern that we have, you can see that it kind of runs up to about that 35, and let me move this over so you guys can see that $35 to $40 level. Now, it's ironic that it goes to those levels because that is where there are a ton of gap fills here for AMC stock. You guys can see all of these gap fills. Those are those turquoise lines. These are liquidity gaps. This is where gaps have been made on the chart, and the market loves to find liquidity. 99.9% of the time gaps get filled. That's why you don't see charts with a bunch of gaps on them. You guys can see how it has that light gray block. These are all gaps. We have a gap here at the max gap at $37 to $43. Now, I have long talked about a time after we've had the reverse split that AMC would return to these levels after I seen the technicals, and I believe that time is coming very, very soon. If we call this, this will be a legendary call, and I believe that we are going to see these gaps potentially get filled, and these are the potential price targets for where I think AMC could be going with this rally. The first price target is going to be that $11 to $12 range. The second price target is going to be that $24 to $25 range, and the third price target is going to be that $37 to $43 range, and that also gives me brackets to work with as well, and I'm very, very comfortable with these positions. Now, if AMC were to get to $40, $50 and then do some type of technical to show me we could go higher, I would suggest higher price targets. But as of right now, this is what I'm suggesting off of this move. Now, if the fractal also does play out and continue to play out, that means after this move, AMC and GME are going to be pretty volatile, and you can make some trades and stuff like that because you can make some money here, but it means they're going to go into an overall downtrend. Now, I don't believe the fractal is just going to play out over and over and over again every 4 years or whatever the case may be. So I believe we'll see a eventual break of this fractal, and then AMC and GME potentially go into a bull run. GME also has a much higher price target here, which the fractal doesn't account for at this $71 gap fill. So we will see how things go. I'm not saying this is the max price targets for a bull run for AMC and GME. I'm not saying this is the max price targets for the MOAS, the max price targets for the squeeze. I'm saying for right now, based off of everything we have, these are the price targets that we have for this rally. So GameStop, I'm expecting to go to about $45 to $50. AMC, I just gave you those respective price targets, and I gave you the reasons why I believe we're about to see this move. Again, bullish put to call ratio, multiple technicals, the fractal, cost to borrow starting to rise. There's many indications that we're going to see this. So I'm predicting both a green week for AMC and GME, and not just any green week, a decent size green week for both of the meme stocks. Now, you guys can see as far as the overall stock market is concerned, the only real things that we have is Fed Chair Powell's speech here on Monday. Tuesday, we have retail sales dropping, which is pretty huge, and then building permits as well. But the biggest thing is going to be that speech. Be aware of that and keep those things on your calendar. Now, as far as what I think we could see for SPY and the overall market, and then I'll quickly get into crypto, I think that SPY is potentially topping out here. We called for a double top here in the stream on Friday. As SPY started to rip up, I said, hey, this thing's going up way too fast, way too far. So I figured we would get a double top around this overall support and resistance at the overall peak, and that's exactly what we've seen. It looks like we might get another push to the upside back towards like 561.74, but I'm expecting SPY overall to top out and move back to the downside. Now, there isn't an overall definite that this will happen, but we are starting to print some sell signals here showing signs of weakness. And of course, RSI is extremely overbought on these bigger time frames. So you really want to wait for confirmation before you start shorting this thing and going crazy. But I'm thinking that we could see a decent pullback here on SPY this week, especially if SPY does not get back above the levels of 561.74, so 561.74 cents. We really need to get back and reclaim that level here on SPY to see more bullish momentum. I think we're going to see this overall double top play out. SPY is going to start moving to the downside, and I'm thinking we're probably going to see a red week for SPY as it uses its overall channel as resistance and starts moving to the downside, filling some of these gaps and letting the overall bigger time frame start to cool down. You guys can see RSI getting just insane here on the weekly time frame, absolutely insane. Sitting here at 80. Last time we had RSI this high, we had this major correction here, and you guys all know what happened there. And then also we have RSI getting overbought here, and that's just getting overbought. We had this major correction here. Market is completely overvalued in my personal opinion. I also want to point out some quick news for AMC and GME. You guys can see that insiders are buying shares of both stocks, so this is bullish news for AMC and GME. And also real quickly, they also have bullish catalysts at the box office going right now. And while we are on news, you guys can see that there are narratives coming out about the overall market. This is surpassing the .com bubble. So I do believe we are in a bubble. I think that narrative is starting to come out. I think people are starting to realize that. And as soon as we get the slightest bit of bad news, you're going to see the market really start to take a turn. Now, IWM had made a huge pump, and there is a reason why IWM made a huge pump. It's because there is a chance of the rates getting cut a lot sooner with the recent inflation reports that we just had. So people are rotating out of the bigger cap stocks and moving into small cap and mid cap stocks, which is also very, very bullish for AMC and GME. You guys can see IWM had this massive pump to the upside. This is an index. It doesn't move like this. This is a huge pump for an index. We had this huge pump to the upside, and that is showing that people are rotating out of the bigger stocks and moving into the riskier low and mid cap stocks, which again is bullish for AMC and GME. So there's a lot of indications here that we're going to be seeing this move on AMC and GME, and that will potentially see SPY pull back as people start to rotate out of these bigger cap stocks like Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, and into these smaller, more risky stocks that will make more gains. So this is what I'm looking at for the overall market. Again, we want to be looking at stocks like Apple as well. Apple extremely overbought here on the weekly time frame. I think this is due for a pullback. This is one of the major stocks holding up the market. I think Nvidia is due for a pullback as well. You also have these top-in patterns. Gravestone Doji here on Nvidia, and it wasn't able to break above this major support and resistance of 133. So it looks like Nvidia is going to be topping out as well. If we go ahead and look at some candle patterns here on SPY, you guys can see this is a possible topping pattern, Gravestone Doji as well. And of course, we did have the bearish engulfing here on the daily time frame start to form. And if we do close a candle underneath that, that's going to confirm more downside. So I think SPY is on its way down. We could see a little bit bullishness in the beginning half of the week, but I think SPY is going to be on its way down. And I'm thinking overall, we're probably going to see a red week in my personal opinion for SPY. We did call for a green week last week. We got that one right. I called for a green week on AMC and GME. We got that one right. And we're hoping to nail this one as well. Now let's quickly move into Bitcoin and the overall crypto market and then wrap up this video. So you guys can see Bitcoin making an overall recovery. You guys can see green MACD here on daily time frame, and I am kicking myself in the ass right now for not buying more Ethereum on this dip. I think Ethereum is going to present a huge opportunity, especially coming up here shortly, and I'm going to talk to you guys here in just a second about that. But you guys can see Bitcoin coming back above this overall sloping resistance, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. Bitcoin working on breaking back above 60,000 and holding that level, currently at 60,000 right now. If we can maintain above 60,000, we are back in the game, ladies and gentlemen, and Bitcoin could get a massive pump back to the upside and that overall higher high that we're looking for. You also have this double bottom, which did kind of get invalidated now that we got a bounce back to the upside, and this recovery is absolutely huge for BTC. Now we also have bullish things coming out like the Sol ETF and Ethereum ETF, which is going to put a lot of buying pressure on these assets. I believe that crypto is set up for a much bigger move, and I don't think this crypto bull run that I've called way back when Bitcoin was at 15K is over just yet. If you see Ethereum break above this overall sloping support and resistance, and we will be tracking this on the live stream, you're going to see a decent pop back to the upside. Ethereum had this overall double bottom, bottom one, bottom two, now daily green MACD, and it looks like Ethereum is also setting up for recovery, which this means it's going to be bullish for both Bitcoin and altcoins. So I think the overall cryptocurrency market is about to see a general recovery and maybe even a much larger pump to the upside. I don't think Bitcoin's done by a large shot, and I actually think cryptocurrency is one of the best opportunities that is available for people around right now. I've made more gains in cryptocurrency than I've made on stocks in a long run. Cryptocurrency goes up much higher, goes up much faster. Yes, it is very, very volatile, but it provides an incredible opportunity. And after this bull run, I think we are going to see even more of that. So I'm bullish on both Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto in general in the long term. I think the overall altcoin and Bitcoin is going to be making a recovery. You want to see Bitcoin ultimately break above 61,600. If it can, our next level is going to be that 65,600 level. And if we get there, we're really going to be back off to the races if we can get back to those levels here on BTC. So very, very exciting on what we could potentially see here for BTC. So this is the overall video, guys. This is your weekly outlook and prediction. If you found this video informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. If you want to support the channel for absolutely free, all you have to do is leave a like and a comment. I also have a merch store link down below. You guys can check that out if you're interested. I have the hat on right now. I do wear the t-shirts occasionally on the live streams. So if you guys want to see what that is, go ahead and check out the live streams or check out the merch store link down in the comment section below. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for making this possible, because I truly would not be here without each and every one of your guys' support. So as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. Remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more DataZero updates. I also have an Instagram as well. Give me a like and a follow. Everything linked down below. You can also check out the merch store to support the channel in a different way. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys for making this possible and watching to the end of this video to see this message. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.